shop opened up. Let's go inside. I'm making this video because I specifically wanted to show a method I came up with that helps to, if you're working on multiple pieces of wood, it helps, and you have to clamp them to sand them and unclamp them and reclamp them and move them and turn them and clamp them and unclamp them and move them and turn them. I found a way around that so you don't have to keep on clamping and clamping if you're working on multiple boards or multiple sides of one board. This kind of helps. So what I've got is 3 pieces of wood here. I'm going to have to round off the corners, the edges for all of these with the router. You see they're all cut to the same length. Typically this would require clamping, flipping them over, reclamping, do another side, just multiple times of turning, clamping, moving, clamping, just because the clamps get in the way. So here's the trick I came up with. So I clamped these 3 boards here. This is the board I'm working on. And I clamped a board here, got one here, got one here. This board is right in the middle. This board over here is about the same height because that's going to hold the router level while I go back and forth. But with this, I'll be able to cut along this edge with the router, then flip it around, cut along this edge, then flip it over, cut on this edge, do the same thing, do it for all 3 boards, and I'll be done in no time. And I only had to put 3 clamps on, I don't have to move them. Edges, kind of hard to see, but I'm going to stick them together now with the biscuit joiner. Alright, so now I'm going to be testing out my new biscuit joiner here that I got for $30 at a yard sale. Okay, so to start with, I got 2 pieces of board here. I'm going to line them up. They're not perfectly straight. I'm going to go ahead and mark on them. Just the same old mark. So that's where I want the edge of the biscuit to be. It'll be right in there. I'm only going to try and put one in here because I'm not really sure. These aren't real flat. But this one's higher than that one. Okay. I don't think they're not going to fit snugly together, but I'm just going to put a biscuit in there to make them a little bit better. Alright, all I'm going to do is, like I said, jam that up against the table saw and let it hold it in place. It marks right there, so I'm going to put the left or the right edge of the biscuit joiner up to that mark. There we go. Just going to try that right there. See if you could see this. So and that gave me a little groove right there, if you can see it. Right there. So I'm going to try and do the same thing on the other end. Let's try it on this board. Okay. Alright. And I got my biscuits. Now, what I learned was the number on the biscuit is the number 20. And the measurement on the joiner is at a 20. So hopefully that means this is the right size. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like it fits. And then if all goes well, that board fit right on top like that. So I'll go ahead and glue that together. It seems like it's a real exact job here. These biscuits are a little smaller than the holes you end up with. I'm not sure how much of that you can see. I just put it up there and pushed it in. And I end up with a little groove in there. I just have nowhere to put the camera so it can film what I'm doing. I end up with that groove. Alright. Well, it's a few days later than when I started this, but as you can see, it's still pretty nice and warm out here because I can see my breath. Sun's shining though.